Hey YouTube, this is Nordic Brit. So in the last few months, what we've seen is a lot of countries, a few countries in particular, are kind of building up their military presence on like borders and stuff like that. And, whether this goes out into war between these countries is up for debate, but no one actually thinks it will happen until it actually happens. But it tends to usually always revolve around distraction of the population. So in these countries like Russia and so on, where the economy, the local economy is just really terrible, they have something to distract the population with. And the same has happened in the US and stuff like that. When the economy is down, they've, launched wars and stuff like that. And lots of countries do this to distract the failures of domestic policy and have people focus on a kind of external enemy rather than the government. So, I just want to kind of remind everyone that with all these military build-up on borders, we don't know what's going to happen with Russia. We don't know what's going to happen with China. We don't know what's going to happen with Taiwan. We don't know how the US will be involved. If the economic recovery in the US starts to get slow and things start to fall apart in other countries, in Africa and the Middle East and so on, I wouldn't be too surprised to see some military conflict stuff happening there. South America and Central America, this is pretty typical. And this will involve not just military stuff, but it's also going to involve, disruptions to economy, to transport of goods, to exports and imports, family reunification and various other things like that. So it's good to be prepared for those type of things. How you prepare for those is really going to be up for debate. It's depending on where you are. If you're on the border of Russia, for example, then pretty much a kind of get out of Dodge, bug out bag, getting the hell out of there type of plan would be probably more more beneficial for you if you have a family. If you're in Ukraine, for example, or something like that. If you're, say, in the US and you're worried about kind of external conflicts going to other countries, you have to imagine a rise in tension locally, which there already is a lot of tension existing as well. So this is, it might hide the tensions that exist locally, but it certainly won't go away. And so it's really, really important to prepare yourself for economics, for military conflicts and stuff like that. And these local military buildups that are happening and kind of the tensions rising with China and Taiwan and Russia and so on, that's becoming a little bit concerning because the coronavirus has exposed a lot of weaknesses in many government systems, and the local populations are becoming kind of tired of that and seeing kind of corruption and kind of inefficiencies where they've existed for a long time. And the coronavirus has kind of shown that. And obviously we have the new variants and the spreading in India and so on, and we have to be very careful about that and not be too complacent about that. So I just want to remind everyone to be really careful and also to really pay attention to your geopolitical area, the regional area where you are. In Sweden, for example, I'm thinking about like the Russia influence, with the Baltic countries, with Ukraine and Belarus and stuff like that. Those things, you don't think it will happen until it actually happens. So I'm thinking about how that might affect us with imports and exports, for example, and getting hold of certain goods and how that might change the politics of the area. If something goes more left or right, depending on how things happen, it might not align with who you are and where something is going. So really do consider, getting out or getting to a place where you feel safer and where you feel that your family is going to be safer and that you can provide and you can have some safety net, whether that's food and medicine and economics and jobs, so consider those things. Just want to remind everyone stay safe, wear a mask, social distance. Nordic Brit out.